Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Freerunner, and this is gonna be an update video for my FPS booster. I have some new commands. I want to explain some things a bit better, and so before you do any of that, first of all, I want to cover the basic option settings. So you go to options, then go advanced video, and make sure that sync every frame is disabled or turned off. If you have this enabled, it's gonna lock your FPS to whatever the screen refresh rate FPS is. So if you have a 60 Hz monitor, it's gonna lock your game FPS to 60 or 75 or 125. So you basically want to keep this disabled. And some people would say, what's the point of that when you can only see like 60 FPS and stuff like that? So first of all, you see way more than 60 FPS with your eye, and second of all is even if your monitor can only show you 60 Hz, it's not about what you see, it's what about your game engine sees, and it performs differently on different FPS settings. So you want to get, in Call of Duty, you want to get as many FPS as possible. So it will be ideal if you could lock it at 333 or 250 or 125, but you can't. In this version of COD, you cannot cap the FPS. You can just completely unlock it. So let's go to the actual options. So basically, we want to turn all the effects off. Image quality set it to native. You can, if you want, you can turn your resolution down right here, but you don't want to mess up with the image quality. It's just gonna be blurry, but not really gonna affect the FPS, I believe. So texture resolution, you can set it a bit higher if your graphics card is the bottleneck. It's not gonna affect the FPS that much. So when I set it to extra, I maybe lose 5 FPS or 10 FPS, not that much, but I keep it to normal. And let's go to the game, and I'm gonna show you some commands. So okay, guys, you're back, and now I'm gonna show you some of the commands, and later after the FPS tutorial I have some other things, so be sure to watch the entire video. So first of all, you want to make sure that you have unlocked your FPS completely by typing com max FPS 0. This can unlock your FPS, and pretty much you can have as much as your computer can handle it. So second thing, you want to go rfog 0. This is going to remove the fog. And third one is FX draw. Now this one is kind of tricky because it gives you some advantages, like you can see through smoke. It gives you a huge FPS increase, but in the other hand, it gives you some disadvantages. So I'm going to talk about it right now. So you'll see how it removes all the smoke, all the possible effects, but it also removes the flare from the tactical insertion. So you can see right here, there's no flare at all, and when I put it back on, you see. So you're not going to be able to see the tactical insertions. That's the one problem. Second one is you're not gonna see the muzzle flash. So if I shoot, you'll see there's no muzzle flash. That's the advantage, but in the other hand, you also won't see. You'll see through smoke. You won't see any of the smoke effects. So people might think that you're cheating, and you might get banned for that. So I really don't want to use this command unless you unless you're really struggling with the FPS. So let's put this. Actually, I'm just gonna have it disabled. Next thing is RD tile. This one removes the gun camos, so you'll see all of your guns will be white, and I think some small effects, but mainly the gun camo. Next thing is R normal map flat. This one will make all of the textures a bit more flat, so it's gonna give you more FPS, and I personally think that it looks a lot better now. It looks cleaner, and I don't know, I just like it. So third one is CG Bros 0. This one, when you enable it, it's gonna remove the shells that fly out of your gun and hopefully give you some more FPS. Next one is R Distortion 0. This one, not quite sure what it does, but it does something. Then next one is R Film Set Tweaks 1, or it basically enables the film tweaks, and this is how it looks like. It looks a lot better on some maps, but on some other maps like Mission, it looks really bad. This doesn't really affect your FPS that much, but it makes the game look a bit different. So if you want, you can use it, but I don't think this one really affects the game as much. back in COD 4 this one really gave you like a huge FPS increase, but not in this game. Then one more I discovered is CG blood. You can set it to 0. I think this one removes blood. I'm not sure how much would that affect the game, but I think it does affect the FPS a little bit. Alright, and let's see what else do I have here. So basically this is all for the FPS commands. You can try also, if you're really struggling, you can set your desktop resolution to like 800 by 600, and it's gonna give you some more extra frames. And make sure to disable like all of the unnecessary programs that you have running and all that type of stuff. So let's go to advanced field of view changer. So that's the other thing. So back in the days when I first started playing this game, I didn't know one of the commands worked, so I only used the CG FOV 65 and set it to like 90 like this. And that's I had discovered a new one. So I use 80 field of view here, which basically looks exactly like 90 thanks to the other command that I found. So this one is CG field of view scale or FOV scale. You can set it anywhere from 1 to 2. So 1 is default. You can set it to 2, and when you set it to 2, you basically have almost like a 360 field of view. You'll see it, and you actually have 4 arms when holding a FMG9, so that's kind of funny. But when you have an MP7, it looks normal, but it completely, I don't know, it messes up your sensitivity. Like, but the good thing is, you can when you're ADSing, it's gonna help your, like, it's gonna zoom out. But you're not limited to only 1 to 2. You can set it anywhere between that. So I use 1.125. This is how it looks in COD 4 Pro mod, and I think it looks a lot better because when you set it to 90, it's gonna look exactly the same. But when you zoom in, it's gonna be 65 field of view. So this one actually kind of zooms out when you're aiming down the sights. So you can set it like, let's say 1.5. and it's still pretty playable, but it's like a lot higher field of view. So that's the one, and I use 1.125, and that's it. So I have a couple of more commands. So you can also play in third person if you didn't know. If you set it to CG third person 1, it's gonna make your character from the third person, and you can play like this in multiplayer and everywhere. So when you it's kind of hard to aim, but it works. And to disable it, you just simply go and set it to 0. Let's see what else do I have. You can also move your gun around in 3 directions. So first one is to zoom it out. I'm gonna set it to like 3. And you can move it back, and I'm not sure what's the limit, but you can probably look 6. Let's try maybe 15. So you can move your gun further, and to put it back you just hit 0, and that's it. You can move it to the left, and this one might help some left-handed people. Like you remember in Counter-Strike, you can move your gun from the left to the right side. So you can set it to like, let's see, 6. No, this is the same one. Okay, let's set it to 6. You'll see it moves to the left. So, but I messed up a little bit. I'm just setting this to 0. Okay, so you can move your gun to the left, but it messes up the aiming, so you won't see the iron sights. But I don't know, it might look kind of different, and you can go pretty much. You can go further, like let's say 10. So you can pull your gun to the left. Let's just set it back, and I have a couple of more things. You can also pull the gun up, but I'm not gonna show that one. And let's see what else we have. You can also extend your kill feed. So instead of like having a normal kill feed, which goes only up to 6, and basically it shows 4 kills, and like only if you get like a multi-kill or something, it's gonna show you 2 more for a 6-man feed. And you can make the kill feed stick, like not disappear at all, and it's just gonna update one by one. And you can also change the number, so you can set it to like 8 kills or something. So I'm gonna have that in the description. Basically what you have to do is you go to your config file in your Call of Duty MW3/players2 folder, and you can find your config /mp file, and there you can change. I'm gonna have the commands in the description, so you can change the kill feed. And I think this is about it. So and let me just check the list one more time, so if I missed something. I think, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna have a full list of the commands. I'm gonna link that so you guys can figure out something new, because there's so many commands. I didn't test everything, but I think this is pretty much it, and you can probably find a couple of more which are useful, like changing your map size or changing some colors and that type of stuff. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time.